Hi everybody. Okay, welcome to Rapid Injury Recovery Periscope. Okay, so I guess I had some difficulties last week with technical stuff, but it seems to be solved all now. So let's start. So this week we're going to talk about how to get good sleep. And well, first off is share this with your friends and please subscribe. And hello, hello, you're very welcome. So, insomnia is a problem that many people have, and it's one of those things that happens to you once in a while, but some people have it very chronically. In fact, some people will go for months, maybe even years, not having a good night's sleep. And the thing is that really surprised me when I started to treat people is that I only had a very few people that came to me with insomnia as their number one problem. But as I dive into people's situations, no matter what reason that they've come to see me, it's pretty interesting to see that most people actually have problems sleeping. They have insomnia. So insomnia is either having problems falling asleep or staying asleep, okay? So we need to have those 8 good hours of sleep, most of us. I think it's a myth that some people who are able to go with 3 to 4 hours of sleep every night are doing good or may not actually be doing very well at all, okay? So it's really important that we have good sleep so that we can rest our brain, we can rest our organs, and rest our mind, because things do get shut down. But what happens when we can't rest because our mind is going all the time? That brings to mind a very important factor, because a lot of people they'll tell you that drinking coffee before bed or even the hours leading up to bed is bad for you. Welcome. They'll tell you that thank you. Thank you for your hearts. I love it. So they'll tell you that coffee's not good. They'll tell you that drinking Coke isn't good, and that's because of all the caffeine, right? Well, I am not a coffee drinker, but once in a while I will partake. So it's pretty seldom when I do this. So maybe I might do this once or twice a year. But the thing is that I never think about it. I never ask for decaf. I have it, and then it's usually a treat for me. So I have it at supper with dessert when I'm going out. And so I never have any problems going to sleep, even though I am not a coffee drinker. And even though I have a cup of coffee before bed. Okay, so it's not the coffee that prevents you from going to sleep. And the thing is that whether your mind is a chatterbox or whether your mind goes blank as you're trying to go to sleep, because this does happen, right? People, as they're tired, they lay their head down, they expect to go to sleep, and then nothing. And yet their mind's blank. So it happens. The thing is that there's still something very deeply bothering you. Now, I used to have a client who came to me for insomnia very specifically. And for the first few weeks, she was actually doing pretty good. She was able to fall asleep and stay asleep. And then one day, she told me that she had had a relapse, and all of a sudden, she wasn't sleeping anymore. So I had to dig a little deeper. Well, actually quite a bit deeper. Because the thing is that there is a mind-body connection with everything that happens to us, okay? And the mind-body connection has been explained and has been proven by modern medicine. It's just that they don't say it that way. So every time you're upset, what happens? What happens to your body? Your heart beats faster, okay? Your blood pressure might go up. Your digestive system might get upset. You might get flushed, in the face. There are definitely physical aspects when you are upset, okay? And on the other hand, when you're doing good, when you're happy, there are then benefits of being happy, because your blood pressure stays normal, it comes down. Your heartbeat stays normal, it comes down. You know, your digestive system is good, you digest well, so things are actually working out quite well. I mean, that's definitely proof that the mind-body connection exists, okay? Now, with this particular client, as I was to find out, she was having problems at work, and most people do. And most people have problems at work, not because of the work itself, but because of the relationships that are there. So she was having problems with her boss. Okay, this is a perennial issue. Having problems with your boss or with coworkers, but usually with a boss, it's usually worse. Okay, so she felt misunderstood. She felt neglected by this boss. She felt that this boss wasn't interacting with her, acknowledging her. And the funny thing is that this was a HR person, works in human resources. And so it was kind of funny because, well, she's human resources. So shouldn't they be able to work these things out? Apparently not. So I started to teach her a few things about how to deal with this situation, because my 24 years in corporate, I totally understood where she stood, okay? I totally understood how she felt. And it took me a long time, believe me, to figure it out for myself too, before I left corporate. And because I wasn't handling things very well, it nearly cost me my health as well, okay? So with the wisdom that I gained from corporate, I was able to teach her some of the things that she needed to know. And, well, at one point she said to me, well, why am I the one who has to change? Why am I the one who has to change? And I said, because you're the one with the problem. This woman has no idea what's going on with you. I mean, she's got her own things going on. She has no idea. So with my encouragement, she just stuck with it, okay? She stuck with it, and a few weeks later, she came back and she said, oh my God, Dr. Joanny, she actually opened up and told me what was going on in her life. Wow, now I understand. And because my client had changed, and really truly worked at changing, because really the only part of the universe that we have control over that can change is our own, okay? We can't force anything on anybody else. So the only part that we can change is our own part. And she found that this woman started opening up to her, was telling her what was going on with her life. And now my client finally understood that it wasn't her that she was acting like this, being mean to or anything like that. It was because her boss was preoccupied with troubles at home, okay? So in the long run, I believe my client learned a good life lesson out of that. Now, one of my other clients came to me also about insomnia, and she hadn't slept for a good 8 months. And for her, it was a huge life event that was really scary at the time, okay, and very upsetting, because she found out that her husband had cheated on her. And she was devastated. So she wanted to sleep, and I said, okay, well, what do you want? What else do you want? I want to stay married to this guy, she said. Okay. So we worked on her changing again her attitude towards the situation that was in front of her, because she desperately wanted to forgive. She desperately wanted to keep this marriage alive. They had a daughter, And so it was very important that there be a family unit for this little girl, not just for the sake of staying together, but to actually have a thriving marriage. Okay? So she had to learn how to forgive herself. She had to learn how to forgive her husband. And in the end, the sleep, well, actually, the sleep came relatively quickly because right after her very first treatment, she said she was so happy because she felt so relaxed, and that was the first night in a long, long time that she finally had a good night's sleep. And things only went up from there because she had my support and she had my understanding, and we definitely worked together to make sure that she got exactly what she wanted, which was an intact marriage, being able to study and do well at school because she was a mature student at the time. She was also studying, and being able to have a good night's sleep. And so it was very rewarding for everybody all around. Okay? So again, I have to emphasize that sleep is, or lack of sleep, insomnia, is due to problems that we're having on a psychological level. There really aren't any other reasons for not being able to sleep. Okay, so we have to dive into the things that are bothering us, and we have to go into them in order to do something about them. Okay, so please visit me at www.drjoanny.com, drjoanny.com, and sign up and receive my free gift, the 5 things you should never do when you get an injury. And if you or someone else that you know is suffering from Post Concussion Syndrome, please send them to Amazon and pick up my book, Heal Your Concussion, How to Quickly and Effectively Get Back in the Game. Okay? So see you next week. I'll be right back at the same time, same bat channel. Okay, have an awesome day.